Hey guys, Viplove here. Today I've brought a very interesting value based video for you. As sales guys, and if you're in sales, whether you're doing it for your company like an agency or an IT company, you must have come across this objection called I need to think about it. And I would say it's bare minimum, like everyone has to go through. But the problem with this objection is that you do not know their actual concern. Now, there could be various reasons. I will give you scripts and I will tell you exactly how to use those scripts in the right tone or pattern in that scenario whenever you get with. And by the end of this video, you will have ample options, but we'll also discuss about the possible problems within that. Why people say I need to think about it. Okay. I will take one of the most common ones out there, but the scripts can be used for any I need to think about objection. Okay, so that's why you will have 6 to 7 of them. Now let's start with that. The first one, the first concern people will have is lack of information. See, many a times we think that we have added all the information to it, but sometimes that's not the case. Something must be missing out to it. Now, regardless, you don't know if this is because of lack of information when they say, I need to think about it. But what you can do now in this case is you ask them whenever someone says, hey, I need to think about it. Instead of going on them, like, see, first you need to have an empathetic tone here. Now, by empathetic tone, what I mean is you need to say, I understand it. Now, I'll tell you exactly, this is the script thing which you can use, but I will read it out for you the way it has to be delivered. So when someone says, hey, I need to think about it. Now, at this moment, remember, you don't know it's about lack of information. This can be used anywhere. But now your goal as a sales guy is to get into the more detailed reasons why they want to think about it if you have done your presentation really clear. So now let's say someone says, hey, I need to think about it. You say, absolutely, I understand. Can you share with me what specific aspects you're considering? This way I can provide you more additional information you might need to make the decision. Now, see, when you say it this way, a very cool, calm, relaxed tone, you're not putting a pressure on them, but you're just showing, hey, I understand. What's going in people's head at this time? That this guy genuinely wants to know my problems here. And if lack of the information is there, they will say, okay, I think you should give me case studies specifically to these. Now you're talking because unless you know what's bothering them, how it can be resolved, how can you close that deal? Because these are high ticket deals at the end of the day. Now, this is one problem. The second is sometimes unresolved concerns. Something, and as sales guys, you should be better at reading between the lines. You don't read between the lines. You need to do that. Now, let's say there is unresolved concern, which needs to be, you know, catered to. I mean, they're not opening up. Then you can ask them in a tone like, "Hey, I understand that's a big decision. Often, customer finds it helpful to see detailed breakdown of how our services and products can provide benefit them. Would you like me to send over some case studies or a detailed proposal?" And this particular script, I would say as a tip, you should be using more is when you're unsure about if you have delivered and understood the consumer problems really well. This is lack of asking the right questions. So sometimes we as sales guys don't ask too many questions. And sometimes people are also very rigid. So you don't know. They are having a poker face or something. What you gotta be doing is to ensure that this doesn't happen, you will ask this question. Only use this when you're not sure about what could be the problem because you know you have not asked more questions. Okay. Now, the third element is need for more validation. Now, all of a sudden during the sales presentation, everything is going good. I'm just telling you the situation, how to map these things, what could be the possible thing. And based on my experience, I take about 10 to 15 sales call every single day, 5 days a week. So you can imagine how I've created this. So now see, need for validation. There are some calls when you're going through, you know that this guy is almost sold. This guy is in so much love with my product, with my pitch. I'm going to close him. But when you say the pricing, everything he says, I need to think about it. So now you say, hey, I get that. You want to make the best decision. Sometimes people have concerns about the cost or the fit of their needs. Do you have any specific concerns which I can help you clarify? See, try to have these things on the sales call itself. People are only sold in the moment, not after that. So make sure that that happens. But again, you don't have to come across and forcing people with that. Now, fear of commitment. See, some people will have a higher action threshold. I mean, they completely, despite they like everything, when you're asking them the right questions, you know, just see that pattern of purchasing. Do you think that they are like, they have in the past bought similar services faster? And if yes, then this won't be a question. Or maybe sometimes people do have bad experience with the same thing. So I completely understand. Okay, now this is where you know that they don't have a good buying pattern. They don't just buy like this. Some people just buy like this. They don't ask too many questions. And these people, now if you have, again, everything is going to be useful when you will ask right questions. And if you guys want me to create a video around that, I will be more than happy to do so. So just write in the comments that you want that. So now when we're talking about the strategy here, you can just say, I completely understand. To help you feel more comfortable, we offer a 30-day money back guarantee if you're not satisfied. Would that make it easier for you to decide? Don't use the money back guarantees right away. Because if someone doesn't want a money back guarantee, why do you want to get them that? So this is specifically for those people. Now the fear, now, that is something. It's kind of a buyer who is always don't make decisions faster. They like everything. They question everything. It's not even about the questioning. It's about the decision making pattern. Again, the need for more validation. I've got another script here for you. Same script you can use there. But now, always imagine when you're talking, when you get this thing, when you have done clarifying that, there are two important elements you need to be doing, and you have to create a sense of urgency. Because if your proposal is just sitting on the email, it's not going to do anything. Okay, what you got to be doing here, I'm just going to shift this here. So number one is to create sense of urgency. You have to make your offers very limited time constraints. So you have to say, hey, I understand. I should let you know that we have a special promotion that ends this week. If you decide to move forward, you can take the advantage of this offer. Now, for example, you have to use this smartly, not like, you have to give them a reason for a special promotion. For example, I'm creating this video on 29th of May. Okay. Now, if I'm creating this video on 29th of May and I've got calls from client from 25th to 31st of May, what I would say is that, hey, because we are at the end of the week and eventually end of the month as well, I do have some liberties to give you and offer you some extra discounts. Would you be interested in grabbing this opportunity? I will only have this for a very limited period because I'm about to close my sales targets and I'm just short of it. So if you can help me get there, I will help you get a better deal. And this is one of the most important things. See, creating a sense of urgency can motivate them to decide things sooner. If they don't have a reason to just take the action right now, it would be a problem for you. So you need to ensure that this is, you schedule follow-up calls. This is one of the most important things. Now, let's say they say, I need to think about it. Okay, you have answered all their questions, you have gathered more information, whether it's something like this or something like that. Now, it's the most important time. The most important time is to ensure that you gain a commitment for making them take action during a specific time. Okay, so you say strategy would be, hey, I understand you need some time. How about we schedule a follow-up call for a couple of days from now? That way you will have some time to think and we can address any question that you can come up with. I mean, you can basically do that because sometimes when the ticket size is, let's say, more than $10,000, $20,000, and they genuinely have sometimes more stakeholders, then you should definitely use that. Now you have to be smart about it. And again, you don't have to be like a smart salesman or something like this. You have to be smart salesman. I mean, that's a basic thing. But what's one of the most important aspects is that during your fact finding sessions or your questioning sessions, you need to understand that what could be the potential problem, and then you don't have to go through with any of that stuff. Most importantly, always understand that I need to think about it is somewhere related with the elements I've mentioned. It could be more of those. I'm not sure that there could be more than this, but I'll tell you what I have seen in my career. It's a pretty good number of calls I've gone through. This is very important. You need to ensure first, you need to be, again, forget about any, I need to think about it. First, empathize. Always say, I'm just giving you the strategy breakdown. Just say, I understand. You need to think about it. Now coming back to your question and then gaining the commitment. Three steps, very simple. You can take over any objections. We'll cover other objections as well. I don't have the money or the budget in the coming videos, but feel free to request more content for me. If you need anything specific related to sales, I'll be more than happy. So if you've liked this video, if you've come up until here, which is kind of a good thing, then please subscribe it, please like the video, and please let me know what I can also cover. Because see, my channel at this moment is a very small one, but eventually it will become a big one. So I want to be giving my audience utmost value who engages with me right now. So any sales questions you have in the high ticket space or the sales space in general, just let me know and I will create a video for you, I promise. So enough now. I will just see you when I can see you. Thank you so much, guys. And I look forward to you guys liking this one. Bye bye.